Hey guys, thank you for coming back. So today we're going to be doing this really pretty look. This is not something that I would usually go for, but I thought it would be really cute colors to put together. So let's get started. So now I'm going to do like a darker green, and I felt like this would be like such a good like deep rich green to put down. And I normally start with like one color and then I'll go with like other tones and kind of work from there. And that's kind of like my base of all of my makeup looks. I'll start with one color and just work up, I guess, up to the brow. And that kind of helps me get like a transition. Sometimes I'll pick colors like closer together in tone and then just work lighter. And that kind of helps like the transition, especially with working with very bold colors. Even something that you don't work with often, it helps kind of bring out the tones, and it just makes life so much easier really when you're doing a type of look like this, especially when I don't work with a dark green this often. Well, that often I don't work with a green, like almost never. So now I'm going in with a deeper green, a little bit lighter than this one, but I felt like it will be like a good transition shade to kind of like blend out those bold edges. So you can see I'm trying to like work with it and blend those corners out. And I've said in like one of my other videos that I've been trying out this really blended look in the inner quarter and outer quarter, only just to like, I feel like I have a lot of space, and trying to utilize all the space and work with all the tones. And I just think that it helps with the shape of my eye. So now I'm going in with the Old Abbey palette, and this one is like a more neon green. It's a lot brighter. I wouldn't even say neon, but it's just a really bright, fun green, undertone of yellow. So I thought this would be perfect since we are working with yellow tones. And I'm going to be using my makeup remover, and this is just something I picked up at the beauty supply, and it helps me take off the shadow off the brushes to use another color. So now I'm going in with the yellow from the same Old Abbey palette. Now I'm blending that yellow right on top of that lighter green, and I feel like both of those tones will like kind of blend, because like I said, that green has like an undertone of yellow. So I thought it would be perfect. And I have a lot of different yellow tones that I could use, but this one was like the most brightest one, and I felt like the undertone was more brighter compared to some other ones that had like a little bit of a darker undertone. So now I'm going in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer to cut my crease, and I'm gonna go with like more of a rounded shape. So I'm trying out a new brush. Normally I just use a regular angle brush, but I have this brush that I normally use for my eyebrows, and I have switched over to a different brush, and also using pencil for my brows. That's a whole nother video, but this brush was actually more stiffer, and I felt like it created a better like structure of like being able to like put down the concealer where it won't, like the bristles won't shift and move. So I'm just cutting the crease, going around in a circle, kind of like an oval shape. And now I'm gonna just fill in my lid and with the same camo concealer. And I'm going to speed this up because this process right here takes a lot of time. So I'm not necessarily looking for like full coverage or anything like that. I just want some coverage. It doesn't have to be like packed on super heavy. Like almost the lighter consistency that you put on the concealer actually helps with blending out the colors a little bit better. I've learned that if you put too much concealer, it'll make it like really cakey, so your eyeshadows will almost have like texture. And I don't know where I found this type of like thing to do, was to blend the concealer out. It almost makes it like a smooth surface to put down your eyeshadows, and you don't see like texture in your eyeshadow. So I like this technique, and I've been doing it for a while now. So now I'm going back in with the yellow. This is the yellow that I picked to put all over my lid, This one was a little bit harder to work with, but like it was just a little too patchy. But I just kept overlapping it and overlapping this color and just packing it in as much as possible. That's why I'm using a small shader brush, very compact bristles, so I can like get as much of the color in like a very dense way, and it won't shift and move, and it won't like blend over the green. So I'm just going to keep packing that in and just make it as concentrated as possible. And I ended up feeling like this yellow was like almost the best shade that I have that was going to work with this type of green. So I'll probably be using this yellow again. I've only used it as like a highlight color, transitional color, but never used it all over, but I'll use this color again. So I'm going back in with that bright green, and I'm going to put it in an angle going from like the smoky point of the eye down to the lash line. And I really want to be in an angle because I want it to look like almost like a faded transitional like smokiness on at the corner. So I'm going back in with the dark green to kind of deepen that corner up, and I decided that I'm just going to go with that smoky look at the bottom, and I'm just going to blend that dark green with that light green. Okay, so at this point I'm going to go in with black, and I'm using a little bit at a time just to see if I like how deep I wanted to make the black. So I decided to just go all the way, and I'm starting to pack in the black a little bit more. Black is like really tricky. You have to work like very small and then work your way up. So I decided that I wanted it really dark black. So I'm going in with my Fenty highlighter. I always use this for my eye looks, inner corner lid, eyebrow highlight. I just love this highlighter. It's like the perfect yellow shade, yellow tone. So as you can see, it's almost blending in with the yellow, surprisingly. Like you almost can't even tell that it's there, but you can see the sparkle and the shine that the highlighter has. So I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to use my Lash Paradise for my lashes just at the bottom and put some lashes on. And this is the look. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe.